It's just beyond this door.
What is?
My playroom.
Like your Xbox and stuff?
Yeah, actually, I've got a lot of stuff here. Come on in, check it out. That's right, dudes and dudettes. It's about that time. I haven't shown you guys how I record and how I set anything up, so thought I'd do that today. So I've revived this channel back again like 2 years ago, something like that. And within that 2 years, I've been able to get a bunch of cool stuff. And that's the stuff that you can get too, and it's all really budget friendly as well. And today I thought I'd show you like my games, my movies, like how I record on all my consoles. So yeah, I know this is kind of a quick intro, but let's get into it. So yeah, when you walk into the room, immediately on your left, you're gonna see a whole bookshelf, 2 bookshelves full of movies and games and a bunch of other cool stuff. So a lot of the stuff that I have here, I've been collecting for a few years at this point. So it's not something that I just like did overnight. And on the first out of the bookshelf, I've got a lot of my Switch stuff. I even have Republic Commando. This is the limited run version. I was so excited to get that. Republic Commando is one of my favorite shooters of all time. I actually spoke about it in one of my previous videos. I'll have a link in one of the corners. I forget which one, but it will be up there. And as you can tell, this thing right here is the beat 'em up Zen grip for the Nintendo Switch and Switch OLED. I think I was like one of the first people to get their hands on it. I've got an unboxing and I've not used it before. I have not used it before actually because I have my Nixie joypads. We'll look at those in a little bit though. So yeah, here's some of the games I got. Nothing too crazy that I could think of off the top of my head. I got the Platinum Edition for Dying Light. I haven't been streaming that as much lately. I don't know if I want to keep streaming that. It's really fun. It's just really long to stream. But if you want to see that, let me know down below. And also, I don't know if you guys ever remembered like Club Nintendo back in the day, but I've got this cool little Mario hat thing. I just keep like random stuff, maybe like cables in here as well. I never use this, but this is a collector's item. You're not supposed to use it. One other cool thing I have is this Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee steel case. I never beat the game. I just don't care for Pokemon that much. But yeah, putting that back in the shelf, we're going to continue on with a lot of my PS2 games. A lot of these I got from my grandpa. But a lot of my standouts in my PS2 collection, I got to go with the Prince of Persia games. I'm a big fan of the series. And Lego Star Wars. But continuing off from here, we got more PS2 games. I got Spider-Man 3 for the PS2 and Sly Cooper. I also have Spider-Man Edge of Time for the PS3. And I also just got Edge of Time on the 360 and same with Shattered Dimensions. I'm almost done beating this again. Playing this is just, it's so nostalgic. I love it. This is one of my favorite games ever. I think I prefer Edge of Time just a little bit more. That was one of my most played games on the 3DS. I just have really good memories associated with that game. And other than that, most of the 360 games that I own are because I bought a 360 off of my homie and he just happened to give me all the games. So thank you for that, bud. But something I got to show you are these really cool statues. I've got one that's my head on Spider-Man PS4's body and a Miles Morales statue. The Miles Morales is from my brother, but the statue with me on that's actually from my best friend. So thank you so much for that. These are some of my favorite PlayStation games of all time. And of course, I had to put them right behind the games that they're based on. And here is just a small look at a lot of my PlayStation 4 games. I don't have many, but after that, that's when it goes to the Xbox. So when you saw my PS2 games, you saw Spider-Man 3 for the PS2 in this really weird box. I just got it from this local retro game store. They didn't have like the exact thing. But dude, I got both of those games for like 15 bucks each, and I think that's a really good deal. So yeah, I've got Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Ultimate Spider-Man. And here are those 360 games I was talking about, except for Darksiders. I bought that one at Five Below just because it was like $5. Like, I don't know. Don't judge me. And then after the 360, you have the smallest collection of Xbox One games ever. And then I've got my Wii and my Wii U games. Of course, I got Amazing Spider-Man right there with Spider-Man, along with 2 Spider-Man games. I think I have a problem. Along with my Amazing Spider-Man Blu-rays. So this is actually really cool. If you remember my No Way Home trailer reaction, this was the watch that I was wearing. This thing is a beaut. I never got a chance to wear this though, unfortunately. I'm too scared to damage it. So there's not really any standouts with the movies. I just really love collecting Blu-rays in all honesty. But I do have the G Fuel. For Venom Let There Be Carnage, I got both Venom and Carnage. They taste exactly the same. I do not like G Fuel. It's not that good. You're better off drinking something like Celsius. And yeah, like every dork on YouTube, I've got to have some figurines on top of my bookshelves. So I've got a couple ones, some Deadpool, this Spider-Man one, another Deadpool. One reason why I got this one in particular was because it's a Walgreens exclusive, and I thought that was too funny to not get. And a lot of these I've opened up. I got like Raphael, Star-Lord, some Spider-Man. This one is like a car air freshener, but I always thought it just looked cool. And I live in the desert and I don't want that to melt in my car. And these are actually like frames, I guess, of a classic Spidey comics. They just look really cool. This one was gifted to me by my best friend. And this one was gifted to me by one of my homies. But I think one of the main standouts here, you probably already saw it. I have a Black Panther cardboard cutout from the movie. So how I got this? I'll never forget it. I was at Walmart when Black Panther came out. I heard the guys talking about them having to like trash it, having to throw it away. I was like, hey, like I will gladly take that off your hands. Cause I thought, who else is gonna have a Black Panther cardboard cutout? And they're like, can you be here at 8 o'clock? I'm like, yeah, I can be here at 8 o'clock. So the job I worked at the time, I told them, I'm like, hey, I've got a doctor's appointment. And they're like, at 8 o'clock? I'm like, yeah, he's a night doctor. But they let me go. I was able to secure it. But the very bottom of this bookshelf, I got a couple of controllers that I have for my Switch. So right here, I got some Switch controllers, and I also have one custom Xbox One controller. And here's that controller right here. Of course, I had to style it for Spider-Man, and I think this looks so clean. This was my main Xbox One controller too. And I think a lot of you also know I did a job during the summer where I was like a door knocker, and one of my best friends actually lived right near there, just totally by like coincidence too. Like, I don't know, like who'd have thought? But he gifted me this sick flag, and I just think it's cool. I thought it was an awesome stream background, so thank you for that, my man Beans. But now that we've gotten all the games, all the cool, weird collectibles out of the way, it's time for the main course. This is the corner where all of the magic happens. So yeah, I've got some random stuff, but this right here, these are really cool. These are web shooters from Disneyland. I went to Disney a few months ago and I saw that. I think they were like 80, 90 bucks, and I was not about to leave Disney without them. And like, they work really well, except for the one on the left. I think the battery's out though. I just need to change that out. But let's just step right into the gamer chair. This is my point of view for hours at a time. So this is my setup. This is where I get everything done. But if you're wondering, how do I get everything done? Well, I'm about to show you. So right here, I've got the PC that my buddy helped me build, and I am super appreciative of that. Thank you, Danny. You are a real one. And for the case, we got an H710 mid tower case from NZXT. I got it in matte black and red. This thing looks beautiful. For the motherboard, we got an Asus ROG Strix B550A gaming motherboard. We have an SP 1TB NVMe SSD. This is where I keep all of my main downloads. And for the boot SSD, I got a Samsung 980 Pro 250GB SSD. We also got a Corsair CX750F RGB white power supply. This thing looks so good, even though you can barely see it. For the RAM, I got the Team Group T-Force Delta RGB 16GB. I got 2 of these bad boys. I'm thinking about getting 2 more just to make it a bit more powerful. And I also have a Ryzen 5 5600X 6-core processor. For the graphics card, we all know how hard it is to get one of these right now, so I just had to settle with an Asus NVIDIA GTX 750 Ti. And I got this baby liquid cooled with the Leon Lee Galahad 360mm ARGB all-in-one CPU cooler. And I have these beautiful red and white Asia Horse power cables bringing everything all together. And for a figurine, I had to put a figurine in here. I got an Infinity Warp Arachnite. This thing looks amazing and just brings the entire PC together. So I would show you all of the cable management, but my cable management is terrible. You do not want to see it, trust me. But what I did do, I got these, they're like, they hold cables together. They're like 10 bucks off of Amazon. They do a really good job too. And you can like cut holes in them just to make sure, like, if you need to take one out or you need to mess with it in a certain way, they're really easy and I really like them a lot. But like, I gotta show you my consoles too, dude. Like, what would be the point of this if I didn't show you the consoles? Even though the PC is so much better than any of the consoles that I own. They outperform everything so hard. Bro, PC is where it's at. And I was blind for so long. And right here, we got the Switch OLED, and I do have my chat link hooked up so that way I could just throw on a headset when I'm gaming and recording at the same time. For my headset, I use the SteelSeries Arctis One. I like that a lot. But one other headset that I use are these Tascam TH200X. They just plug it in my PC and it sounds great. Never had an issue with them ever. And right here, we actually have my Nixie joypads. They are easily my favorite Switch controller. They're extremely comfy, really easy to use. And if you want one, I have an affiliate link down below. And be sure to use that coupon code MAJORP for an extra 10% off. And speaking of more PC stuff, right here, we've got my mouse. I got that from like Five Below. And right here is the keyboard. I don't know what it is. It's a Fido, but it looks really cool, so I bought it. And right next to that, we also have the PlayStation VR. I haven't been able to use this as much. Not many VR games are coming out at the moment. But on top of that, it's just a wireless charger for my phone. It's just really easy to put it there. And right next to that, we have my Blue Yeti Blackout because I had to get another one because it started making this just awful whine noise, and I couldn't put you guys through that. So I actually tried recording off of my old microphone so that way you could hear the whine, but you couldn't really hear it anymore. I don't know what happened, but you can't hear it now. So now I guess I have 2 mics. That was a great waste of $100. And behind all of that are the main consoles that I have. And right next to that, I almost totally skimmed it over. It's the Xbox 360. This goat of a machine. Oh God, I have so many good memories with the 360, along with my Spider-Man thing. And that's me. I couldn't find like a real 360 controller that I wanted, but I found this one from this company called Voy, and it works really well. It's a wired controller. It's like only $20. It's on Amazon. I recommend it. And one of my buddies actually has a PS3 controller from Voy, and he recommends it as well. But behind that, we got the main consoles. We got my PS4 Pro and my Xbox Series S. My Xbox Series S. Right here, I can't take it out just because of how lodged in it is. But that is the Spider-Man PS4 Pro along with my Xbox Series S. And right here, we got this really cool doodle bob thing. It's supposed to hold pencils, but I just use it to hold a mic for my headset.
And this is another gift from my best friend. Thank you so much.
Right here, we got some of the Xbox controllers. This is the Turtle Beach Recon controller. The Turtle Beach Recon controller is a beast. I cannot recommend this controller enough. It is great. And that super sound mode that it has is unreal. I love it. Oh, and I thought I'd also show you guys like how I stream and how that looks too. So here's how it looks when it's on me. Right here, I've got a J5 webcam. So right here, we got the 2 LEDs, so that way they shine on me really well. But what I have to do in order to get that look that I have during my streams is I dim these to the lowest setting, and then that way my blue and my pink shine well on the walls. That is another gift that I got from my brother's girlfriend, and thank you for that. And yeah, right there, I'm using Streamlabs OBS. I know they kind of are prone to steal other company stuff, but for me, it works well. Actually, no, not really. I've had a lot of trouble with Streamlabs OBS, but like the glitches are kind of few and far between now at this point, and it works well for me. All right, and that was it. That was the setup tour and the game room tour. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to click that like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comment section below, what do you guys record with? What's your equipment like? Let me know down below. I'm actually really interested to see what you guys got. I wish like YouTube had a way of like stitching videos like the way TikTok did, so that way I could see your guys' setup, because that'd be so cool. That'd be such a nice community. Just give me credit for that, or I don't know, pay me, YouTube. I could use the extra money. Who couldn't right now? But one important thing, videos are gonna be a little less consistent. Just, you know, working full time and trying to make quality content. I don't want them to both be rushed. Anyway, dudes and dudettes, you're never too old or too cool for video games. Major Pineapple out.